There's a reason New Braunfels tops the list as the #1 San Antonio suburb year after year, and today we're gonna see why. I'm gonna take you on a complete driving tour of this amazing city. We're gonna talk about all the homes, the lifestyle things you need to know. We're gonna see some of the hidden gems of New Braunfels, including some of my personal favorite things, such as my favorite restaurants, things to do. And we're gonna talk about why exactly New Braunfels is one of the most sought after places to live in the entire state of Texas. And I want you to stick around to the end because we're also gonna go through a brand new 2,000-acre development that is going to completely transform the future of New Braunfels. Hop on in, let's take a drive. So we're starting our tour in downtown New Braunfels. So right now we're getting ready to head into the main plaza roundabout, which is one of basically the main hub of New Braunfels. So New Braunfels as a whole, just so you guys know, for those that aren't familiar with New Braunfels, is like, it's the greater San Antonio, New Braunfels area. When you look up metro areas, that's what it is. New Braunfels is one of the fastest growing cities in the entire country. Since 2018, it is actually increased in population by 50%. So it's used to be 74,000, now it's over 110,000. It's actually 111,000 or so. But lots of historical significance, founded in 1845, German, lots of history here that we'll talk about. So starting off here, we have the Oyster Bar, which is a very, very popular place. It's exactly what you would think it is, Oyster Bar. And then right up here, we have the very, very famous Naegele's Bakery right on the corner of the roundabout. And then we are going to take a couple different exits to see a couple different things down here at the roundabout. So as you get up to the roundabout, you can see the flagpoles, you can see the main little gazebo, water fountain. This is kind of where the hub of a lot of stuff New Braunfels is. It's where they have the Christmas tree lighting every year, Wassail Fest, everything. Courthouse is right across. The first exit coming from Naegele's, we're going to go this direction over to, I think this is San Antonio Street. If we were to continue straight right here, this is going to take us over the Comal River and take us into Schlitterbahn and eventually take us over into Creekside. But what we are going to do, since we are talking about downtown, is we're going to do a quick little U-turn somewhere over here so that you can see a couple of these little places that are right here on this side of the roundabout. So we're gonna do a quick little loop. Yeah, Currents. This place right here is a really cool little shop. There's one down in Gruene, actually. Fun fact, my wife just gave birth to our 6-month-old baby who is in the back, 7-month-old now. And whenever she was in labor, we came and we're walking around this store in addition to everything in downtown and Gruene. So that's a fun little fact for you guys. As we are coming back to the roundabout, we got a couple things right here. So Prince Psalms Inn, Muck and Fuss. Be careful, you don't say that wrong. Really, really nice restaurant, super popular. And this is Lost and Found Rooftop Bar. That is owned and operated by Randy Rogers, one of the most popular Texas country artists, lives as a local here in New Braunfels. His wife has a boutique up here that I'll point out to you guys here in a second as well. So here you have the roundabout again. We're gonna get up here to the courthouse. And you see the courthouse over on the right-hand side. That direction, which we're gonna go in a second, is Landa Park. We're gonna go take you over there so that you can get a quick tour through Landa Park. Coming over this direction on San Antonio Street is where the majority of the things are in downtown New Braunfels. Right here on the corner, you have Red Stag, nice little boutique. On top of Red Stag is a brand new rooftop bar called Cowboys and Cadillacs. You've got a bunch of different bars. You've got a Phoenix Saloon across the street from us over here. You've got an antique shop across the corner on the other side at Scores Sports Bar and Grill, little art league, local arts and gifts down that direction. You've got all kinds of stuff. So New Braunfels is one of those places that the downtown is incredibly walkable. So if you come down here, you can see a lot of stuff. So down this road, which Myron Steakhouse, very high end, super nice steakhouse. If you want a good steak, that's a great place to go. We've got a couple little shops, the local right here for local New Braunfels. And then my personal favorite seafood restaurant in the entire San Antonio area is McAdoo Seafood Company right here in the old post office. Amazing seafood. We come here as often as we go to any nice restaurants, quite frankly. And we'll turn around so that we can kind of get back over to that area. And I want to show you what was across the street from McAdoo's, which was Two Tarts Bakery, which Two Tarts Bakery is where my wife and I actually got our wedding cake from. And we got married in a place that is no longer there. It's Seacats Opera House across the streets where that antique shop is. But Two Tarts Bakery is right next to River Rose, which was Randy Rogers' wife's boutique that I mentioned. But Two Tarts Bakery is owned by a lady, I'm forgetting her name. I feel so bad, but she won the Holiday Baking Championship last year. Just amazing food there. And here's the entrance to that rooftop bar, Cowboys and Cadillacs. Really, really nice place. I'm coming back over here to San Antonio Street so we can head down to see some of the main areas too. So going back down here, down San Antonio Street, you got Scoop Street, a little nice ice cream shop, and then Moonshine and Ale, which is a really cool piano bar. That's a really, really cool spot, super popular. Sea Cat's Opera House, where the antique shop is across the street right from Brontex Theater right here. Extremely popular theater. They put on all kinds of plays and stuff, lots of local things going on there. And as we cross the railroad tracks here, you're going to come up on Poorhouse. Poorhouse is definitely one of the most popular bars in the New Braunfels area. It's mostly outdoor seating. It's got that little rooftop area too, but a really, really cool spot. And it's right next to, right here, downtown social, where you have a bowling alley. It's got, you know, really good bar area. It's got some good food too. I mean, lots of different things to look at in there. And then we're going to drive up here a little bit ways and go to the McKenna Children's Museum. So that is something, it's a little bit further away from downtown, but it's a place that my wife and I personally love to bring the kids. It is a really, really cool spot. It's a big children's museum. So if you've got children's museums where you're coming from, this is very similar. It's got all the different games and play areas. My daughter just loves to come here, and it's really hard to get the dolls with the baskets and everything. So she is always talking about that. Yeah, you're not going to get to see a good view of the front of it because of all of these buses here, but we're going to get as much as we can so that you guys can have a good view of what is here. Oh, it's a bummer. It's a really nice little entrance too. Maybe you can see it right through these two. But there's the entrance to the museum. We'll throw some B-roll in there for you guys. It's a really nice place. Really, really cool spot. So now we are gonna head back over there. We'll probably fast forward through the spot since we just drove, but we're gonna head back over to downtown, and we're gonna actually go through Landa Park. I'll kind of show you that opposite side of the road from where we were facing a minute ago, so you can kind of see some of those different things, like those antique shops and a couple of those other little bars. And then we'll drive over to Landa Park so that you can check out Landa Park, and we'll talk a little bit more about that there. All right, so getting back into downtown New Braunfels, we are going to pass over the railroad tracks, and the first thing we hit is Stott right here on the right-hand side. It's a local apparel shop, lots of cool hats, lots of cool shirts. I mean, lots of cool stuff. Lone Star Lounge is right there. What else we got? Oh, right here, here's the Sea Cat's Opera House. It's now the Traveling Gypsy Antiques. That's where Lauren and I got married, where our reception was. And you got a couple of the other things we talked about: Scores, sports bar, another antique shop. And then you've got, you know, the Phoenix Saloon right here across the corner. So kind of we're back here on Castell Avenue. I believe that's where it was. Yeah. But we're gonna go straight, and we are gonna head into Landa Park. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is all of the festivals and everything that happen down here in New Braunfels. So Wassail Fest is a big one that happens every year in December. You've also got the big Christmas tree lighting. I mentioned this is where they put the big Christmas tree. They do that whole festival down here. You've also got tons of, you know, the parades and everything that happen down here. So kind of make it still feel more like a small town with the Veterans Day Parade and July 4th Parade. And they might even do a Christmas parade too. I'm not 100% sure if they still do that, but they do all kinds of stuff over here. So this is the road coming from the roundabout. It's going to take us straight into Landa Park. So it is roughly 100 acres. So you have like the Panther Canyon, like natural area, and then the Landa Park proper area itself. So we're going over I believe this is the Comal River right here, part of it. But the first thing that you come up on is Wurstfest. So this whole facility right here on the right-hand side is the Wurstfest facility. And if you want to experience anything and everything that New Braunfels German heritage has to offer, that is the place to go. So every November they have Wurstfest. It brings tens of thousands of people to New Braunfels for the big German beer and sausage festival. It is a crazy, crazy good time. Everybody gets their lederhosen out, dresses up, all kinds of crazy stuff. You can see it's a big, big area. It's just all these buildings you see over here on the right-hand side. And we're crossing over. I don't think this is the Comal River. I think this is just part of the springs. Other thing is too, on the left-hand side, I don't know if you can see it from the video, but that is the landmark. So it is actually apartments now. We have also some commercial space in there, but it used to be, it's an old industrial building that they, you know, basically turned into residential and commercial space. It's a really, really cool building. Really iconic for New Braunfels for sure. So as we're getting into Landa Park, we'll talk a little bit about it. So there's so many different things to do in Landa Park. So you have the mini golf, which is right here on the right-hand side. You've got all of these creeks and river areas. I mean, Landa Park is home to the Comal Springs, which is the largest, I think, spring-fed area in the entire state of Texas. And the water here, like in this area, is like, it's like 72 degrees year-round because it's all coming straight from the aquifer. So it's a really, really cool spot. There's lots of places to go and fish, walking areas everywhere. You also got a spring-fed pool over that way. A big staple for Landa Park is right here, which is the Landa Park Railroad, which is great for the kids. My kids love that. And then we are coming over the Comal River right here. So yeah, this was the Comal River. So you can see this area over here, that is Landa Lake. So that is formed by all of the different springs that are all around Landa Park. You've got the railroad tracks that go all through Landa Park itself. You'll see deer, ducks, I mean, wildlife everywhere out here. Just as you're walking through all of this stuff. We'll go over here by the big pavilion and maybe loop around by one of the playgrounds, but the playgrounds kind of speak for themselves. They're huge playgrounds, tons of different ones. Such a cool place to come down and just hang out. We got all these big trees between these big cypress trees and the big oak trees and everything. You see all the different springs. So there's this little wading pool right here, part of the springs that is there year round. And then we'll go up over this direction where you can see the pavilion. This is also where one of the, I think, trailheads comes from Panther Canyon. So Comal Springs right up here. So you can see you got a few people just hanging out down there by the river. You got some of these cool little bridges that are coming across. And here you can get a better view. This is Landa Lake right here. So no boats on that lake. You can do paddle boats. I don't know if you can do paddle boarding, but they got some paddle boats. There's the pavilion down there on the end, that old gazebo. There's pavilions everywhere. That's a gazebo. But you can kind of just see how old and all the history that it has there. But over here on the right hand side, you have all these little streams and everything from the springs themselves. You've got little walking trails up in amongst those trees out there. Little bridges that kind of go up there. You can go like up that hill to hike and do all kinds of stuff up in that area. I think that's where the Panther Canyon area is. So that was most everything I wanted to show you guys for Landa Park. So let us go back to the roundabout and we are going to head across to Comal River and check out Schlitterbahn and talk a little bit more about the tubing situation in New Braunfels. So now that we're back at the roundabout, for those of y'all that don't know, New Braunfels is known for its rivers. Guadalupe River and Comal River both run through New Braunfels. Comal River starts here up in Landa Park with that Comal Springs area. It is a haven for tubers. That is what New Braunfels kind of got its fame for, was the tubing on the Comal and the Guadalupe River. So we're going to pass over the Comal River and then we're going to head over to Schlitterbahn Water Park. Schlitterbahn Water Park is literally the best water park in the world. It's been #1 for 25 years in a row since that started in 1998. So we are coming up over the river here, Comal River. You might be able to see some of the tubers out there, may not. There may not be too many out today. Across the other side where we're at right now is Prince Salms Park, and that is where the tubing starts here on the Comal River, and that is where the tube shoot is. So they just recently did the Through the Chute Festival, where they invite anybody and everybody out there to come out and make a boat of cardboard and see how far you can go after going through the chute, if you can even make it down the chute. So that is a very, very fun time, and it sells out quick. There were thousands of people there this past weekend for that, and you want to talk about some fun characters that go through all of that. That is a good way to do it. So we're going to go head down Union Avenue right here, and this is where Schlitterbahn is. So this is where the new side of Schlitterbahn is. There's actually, behind us is where the old original section of Schlitterbahn is. So there's two separate sections. This over here is the newest, where all the new developments and everything are happening. You're going to be able to see the big, huge towers right here off the road. Here's the big signs. We're coming in. Schlitterbahn is 71 acres. It's got, I think it's 51 or 70 acres, 51 attractions. It's got a bunch of stuff between these giant water slides. You have, lazy rivers. You've got wave pools. You've got just regular pools. I mean, multiple lazy rivers all over the place. I mean, kids attractions, splash pads. I mean, literally anything and everything that you can need in a water park is at Schlitterbahn, and it is right here in New Braunfels. Another big reason that people, and in fact, another big reason that literally 3 million people a year come. Now, right across the street, you will see this saying, coming soon, last tubers exits improvements. So they are getting ready for summer. Whenever you go in at Prince Salms Park, over there where the tube chute is, that is where you come out, and you can just walk straight back. It is not a far walk. You walk back over there where you parked your car. If you parked all along this road anywhere, then that's a great situation to do. You can just make loops. It's a couple hours to go down that, but as you can see on the right hand side, you can see the big water slides over here for Schlitterbahn. Lots and lots of stuff going on over here at Schlitterbahn, which is a lot of fun. So now that we've gone through kind of the water stuff, we are going to head over to a few of these neighborhoods and talk about exactly what it would be like to live right here in the middle of New Braunfels and be within walking distance of a lot of these places. So when it comes to more walkable areas, New Braunfels is probably one of the best because there are a lot of houses really close to downtown. And there is a wide range of different types of houses. So you have houses like this one that look completely updated, almost brand spanking new, and then you have ones that are like more older, right, that need a little bit of work, right? Lots of historical homes around here too, lots of that German influence that we talk about earlier in this video. But overall, you're gonna see price points of median of about $380,000 in basically this kind of inner area. So New Braunfels has an inner area basically of everything north of 35 and inside Loop 337, which kind of circles New Braunfels, which is where we're gonna be driving today. So you've got a lot of these homes like we're driving by right now, which are literally a couple blocks away from San Antonio Street and that downtown New Braunfels area and the roundabout where we were just at. You can see a lot of these actually looks like they're tore down a house and they're getting ready to build another one. So you have a lot of this kind of stuff where you've got a lot of remodeling happening. Like this one over here on the right-hand side, they're doing lots of work there. That's gonna be a really, really nice house whenever it's all said and done. And then you've got some older ones too that still need a little bit of work. Those are the ones that you can get in that mid 200s range. But it's gonna take some stuff because a lot of things in New Braunfels too, especially with these old pier and beam houses, you're gonna see a lot of houses that do need some foundation work, right? So it's not that big of a deal with the pier and beam houses. It's actually really easy to do. But overall, the price range kind of goes in that like 250 range for the houses that need a ton of work, all the way up to 2.3 million, which is the most expensive home that's sold in this area in the last year. But overall, most of them that you're going to be looking at, if you're looking for something that's updated, you're probably going to be in that 450 to 700 range realistically. But you get walkable, you get nice updated historical home with lots of character, and like I said, walking distance from some of the best in-city amenities that the San Antonio area has to offer. And as we've talked about many, many times in this channel, New Braunfels is not just a place for these kind of inner city amenities and walkable neighborhoods like this. There's a ton of new construction development, and that is what we're gonna go take a look at next. Some of these areas that have some of the newer neighborhoods that are more affordable. New Braunfels has a lot of affordable housing, and there's a couple of these neighborhoods where you have homes that are starting around 220-ish for some newer homes. That's over off of Klein Road. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit Walnut Street. We are gonna head south, go past 35 and hit Klein Road, talk about some of the things down there in that area where the new Long Creek High School is at and what the benefits are of that area. Over here on the right-hand side where we're coming right now, I believe this is Lonesome Dove, another one of the more affordable neighborhoods out here. And then over on the left-hand side, which why don't we drive down here? Augustus Pass. So you can see a little playground right there. That looks like a D.R. Horton community would be my guess. A little bit older. It's not a brand new neighborhood, but we're gonna go over here to Legend Heights. There's this whole area over here is all the Legend neighborhoods. It's all KB home. I've done a couple videos, talked about some of the different homes over in here, so we'll just kind of pass through here real quick. You can see they're building out the front of the neighborhood right here. Got a little mini center that's kind of over here too, but KB Home builds a good home. Got lots of neighborhoods in and around here. Deer Crest over there off of 46, kind of south of that Legacy at Lake Dunlap, which is one of the nicer, newer neighborhoods out here. We've got our amenity center over here on the right-hand side, or left-hand side. But you can see some of the quality of the homes in here. I mean, it's a good little neighborhood. It's a very, very affordable neighborhood. And this area backs right up to the new Long Creek High School. So the new Long Creek High School just finished. I believe I don't know exactly the details as far as if they've got, I think it's just like sophomores maybe in there this year. I don't think they have any seniors this year. They still got to work on all that stuff, but I think we're going to hit the end of the road over here and you'll be able to see it on the end out here. But all these different neighborhoods are basically filling out all this, a lot more flat out here, right? So on the north side of New Braunfels, you're going to get a lot more hill country area, whereas out here, it's a lot flatter, so there's a lot more subdivisions being built. But overall, I mean, this is a really, really nice neighborhood. These Legend, I call it the Legend series of neighborhoods, right? You're gonna have a little bit more character on the houses. You've got some new construction options down here too with Park Place, which is by Century Communities, which is another really good builder. And then you can see just the character of these homes is a little bit better than just your typical, what I would consider, tract home development neighborhoods like your Lennars and D.R. Hortons, right? Voss Farms is across the street, actually. You can see the rooftops over there off in the distance, and there's their sign right there at the front. I don't know how well you can see that, but we'll go back that way in a second just so you can kind of have an idea. But that is Voss Farms. That is Lennars, one of Lennar's best-selling communities in the San Antonio area, just because of the simple fact that it's in New Braunfels and it's super affordable homes. That's kind of where you get those $215,000, $220,000, $230,000, $230,000 homes in that area. And then right over here is where Long Creek High School is. You can see the rooftop right there. It looks like they might still be working on it. I thought they had people in it, but I could be wrong. No, they definitely have people in there right now. Still got some things that they're working on, but you can definitely see. So this is going to be the new hub of New Braunfels, or another hub of New Braunfels, I should say, where this high school is at. There's going to be all kinds of different sporting facilities around here. All these neighborhoods going up out this way as well. There's just so much development happening on this side of town that you're really going to see a bunch of growth out here in the very near future. We're going to do a quick turnaround right here so we can go back over to Voss Farms, but there's a good view of Long Creek High School. If there's baseball fields over that way too. And these are all KB homes right here on the right hand side, just for you guys that are looking at these houses and like the way that they look. Again, y'all can reach out to me anytime, any point. While we're headed over to Voss Farms, I will let you guys know that. So for those that don't know, life in San Antonio, Texas is all about everything you need to know about San Antonio, whether it's real estate, whether it's just info, moving here. That is why I do these videos. I also would love for you guys to reach out to me if you have any questions whatsoever about moving here, or even if you're interested in selling a house here. If you have a home already and you're needing some help selling it. I'm a real estate agent here in San Antonio area. My name is Michael McCall. I run the Life in San Antonio, Texas home group. This is what I do. Whether you're moving here in 2 days or 2 years, I would love to talk with you guys about it. I've helped hundreds of families just like you make their moves in and around San Antonio and the New Braunfels area, of course. And I love doing it. I've lived here my entire life. I love helping people find their new home here. And it really gives me a lot of joy to help families just like you do that. So my information is down in the description below. You can reach out anytime there. You can also email me at info@lifeinsanantoniotexas.com. Best way I think is to schedule a call. You can find the Calendly link down there, schedule a Zoom call, and we can talk about anything and everything that you guys need. Without further ado, let's get into look at some of these houses over here. And again, this is Voss Farms. This is the most affordable community in the New Braunfels area, especially when it comes to new construction. It is a huge community. There is a ton of homes out here. Overall, what I haven't mentioned is down here, I mentioned affordable homes down here. The main homes that are for sale down here, the median homes is about $280,000 or so. You have a lot of different options whenever it does come to housing down here, whether it's these homes by Lennar and Voss Farms, across the street KB Homes, down the way a little ways, you got a really nice new D.R. Horton community. You've got Century Communities, about covers it. Got some Roush Coleman communities down here, Guadalupe Ridge, this one. So now we've kind of given you guys a good look at Voss Farms. It's going to be pretty much one and the same everywhere in this entire neighborhood. Again, Lennar is a typical kind of tract home community, so you're not going to see a whole lot of variations in their homes. This neighborhood does have some decent amenities. It's really good, good neighborhood for some good starter homes in here. We're going to head up to Veramendi now. Veramendi is one of the premier communities in all of New Braunfels, and is a great spot for us to check out today. So we'll get up there. Right after that, we're going to go to Gruene, Creekside, and then hit that new development. And next up, one of the biggest neighborhoods in New Braunfels is Veramendi. So Veramendi is in a league of its own whenever it comes to master plan communities. It is definitely one of the best in all of San Antonio. It is huge. I believe it's over 1,000 acres total of space. It's going to have future river frontage. It's going to have, multiple different residential areas, single family homes. You can see these apartments that are going up as well. There's going to be commercial. There's going to be multiple elementary schools. There's even going to be a university campus. It actually, if you look at the map of Veramendi on their website, you can see where it wraps around. The really great Oakwood Church campus as well. So you're going to have tons and tons and tons of different opportunities right here in this community. It's going to basically be its own little city, right? So you can see some of these model homes over here. There are multiple different builders here. So on our left, we have Scott Felder Homes. That's their model home right there. You also have David Weekley, Pulte, Brightland Homes, Coventry, Perry Homes, and we have Highland Homes. And you're also going to have a bunch of other future amenities as well. So not only do you have the Ledge, which is the new amenity center, which is currently open. You have 25,000 square foot amenity center, as well as the big pool with the the barbecue areas and, picnic table areas, all kinds of different stuff, multiple different playgrounds and everything. You can see a couple of other model homes right here. We'll drive by Coventry and then the Perry model homes right here too. Just so you can kind of take a look at some of these and see the different quality of homes in this neighborhood. Perry Homes is one of my favorite builders overall. They're really, really high quality builds. Highland Homes is in a league of its own. Median price point here is $500,000. There's 169 homes sold in Veramendi last year, and they were a mix of resales and new construction. Veramendi's been around for a few years now, so it's pretty well built out. You have a lot more to go, but it's been around for a while. As far as range of prices, you're about $350,000 all the way up to essentially $1 million with some of these big, huge Highland homes. And you can see these are all Perry homes that we're driving around right now. You could just see the quality of these Perry homes. So going up over here to the corner again, we're going to drive up around the corner and we're going to see the ledge, which is off in the distance. And so Veramendi, another thing I did not mention is that Veramendi is actually right at the corner of Loop 337 and 46. So we came from that Klein Road, County Line Road area up north. We hit 35, hit the Loop 337 exit, and we are hitting the loop now that circles that north side of New Braunfels. So on our right-hand side, you can see here's the ledge. So huge amenity center, a couple different, commercial spots here as well. I know there's a couple little restaurants right here. This place called Breakfast right here is a really, really good place. We've been there before. You've got a couple little daycares over there. You've got some more houses being built over on the left-hand side. And then up here you have Veramendi Elementary School. And then you'll have another elementary school actually on the south side of Veramendi, kind of closer to Loop 337. So let's not waste any more time. We're going to head back down 337 and head over to Gruene. All right, now that we've gotten down into Gruene, you can see the green water tower off there in the distance. We're going to go over the river first, and that's going to take us up into the main street of Gruene, right next to essentially Gruene Halls, where we're going to come up at. Gruene is definitely one of the more popular areas, tourist attractions in New Braunfels as well as the downtown area. You got, tubing options down here. You got, you can get over here down by the river. This Rockin' R is one of those the tubing outfitters, and you got Green River Company too across the street. So this is kind of a hub for that too. This is obviously a very big operation. You can see all the different parking spots here. But Gruene itself is a historic district, so it was originally founded a long time ago. Oh, and by the way, Gruene spelled Gruene, so very German name. It was originally, I believe, a cotton plantation, some kind of farming operation. The Gruene Mansion Inn, which we'll drive by, was the original home of the person that settled Gruene. I think Ernst Gruene was his name. It's a Gruene historic district. It's not its own city, its own town. It is a historic district now. So you're going to notice lots of really good restaurants and shopping. So Gruene House for the first one. Grist Mill is right back here, right next to Gruene Hall. Gruene Hall is definitely one of the most iconic historical locations in all of Texas. It's known for its country music concerts. They have stuff going on all the time. Here's this Gruene Mansion Inn right next to Gruene Hall. Like I said, this was the original home of the person who kind of settled this area originally. But you've got all kinds of different stuff. Traveling Gypsy, they had that other antique store downtown New Braunfels. You've also got Green River Grill down here on the right hand side too. This is Currents, that other place we went to that's right across from Muck and Fuss. But again, there's just so much stuff going on down here that it's honestly it's almost better than downtown New Braunfels in my opinion, just because of all the stuff that's here. So we're going to turn back around so we can go down the other street. So Gruene is not a huge area, which makes it easy to get around to. So you can actually go in and park and walk to everything really, really close, and without too much difficulty at all. There's also some residential areas too, and there's a little bit more development further down, but we're going to focus mainly on the kind of the historic, more original Gruene area. Further down that direction, you can see that big new building there. There's a couple other spots. There's a little shopping center over there that's got, I think that's where like the Martini bar is at. A couple other little bars as well that you can go to. But as you can see, there's lots of development that is happening on this side of Gruene. There's some really nice neighborhoods over that way too. I'll show you some of them down here on this end, but just know there's places to live within walking distance of Gruene. You're going to be at least 500,000 for those houses, some smaller homes, but you can see you've got a lot going on right here, right? As we get over here, back kind of across from Green Hall, we're going to take a right and we're going to head down. That is where the general store is at. Mosey's is right here on the corner, really good restaurant and bar. You got Green Hat Company, Green Outfitters. What else we got? Let's see here. There's actually a little putt-putt place here too. So Green Antique Company, general stores right here, right next to Cotton Eye Joe's, really cool little shops. Then you got the Grapevine, which is a wine bar. And then over here on the left-hand side, you've got the putt-putt place too, right next to Green Outfitters. That was actually an ice rink over the winter. Green Outfitters, really good for like outdoorsy stuff, lots of good guy stuff, guy clothes in my opinion. I get lots of stuff down there. Poncho, love their poncho shirts. So you can see there's all kinds of different stuff down here, and again, it just kind of spans this whole little area. But the Green Historic District is one that you can spend a lot of time in. You can have a lot of fun in, go out to eat, have drinks, go shopping, tons of different opportunities. Very unique, very historic. As you can see, we're kind of getting into some of these neighborhoods too. So you can live in one of these houses right here and literally be in walking distance to Gruene. Really cool opportunities too. So now we're heading south down 306. We came from Gruene. Over on our left-hand side, you can see you've got some little strip mall little areas with some restaurants, some shopping area, and then you've got a huge HEB Plus right here on the corner of 306 and 35. One of the biggest, I think, not one of the biggest in the Braunfels for sure. It's a big HEB Plus, and we're going to get up here to this intersection of 35 and 306, which is a very unique subdivision because of the way that they redesigned it and rebuilt it. We're going to go around these people. I wasn't going to, but we're going to. But yeah, this intersection is very different. So it looks all fine and dandy right here, but as you get south of 35, you're going to see what I'm talking about. All right, as we head down south on 306, we are coming straight into Creekside. We're under 35 right now, and you can see we're kind of starting to get into this weird little intersection here. I don't even know what to make of it, but on the right hand side, you cannot miss it, you cannot forget it, you cannot leave it out. It is Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is a Texas staple, largest gas station in the world. This was the former world record holder for the largest gas station until Buc-ee's built a bigger one, another place. I don't know where exactly is the biggest one now. I think they might have built it out in Luling, actually. They might have remodeled the one that was over there and made it the biggest. But Creekside has a ton of things going on. As you can see, lots of development. There are lots of different places that you can go to for shopping. You can see over here on the left-hand side that we're going to go drive through real quick. You've got the staples for any shopping area. You've got the Targets, JCPenney, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, Ross. That's kind of the big main staples of this area, and you've got tons of other stuff along the way too. So I can see just straight ahead of us, you've got Home Goods, you've got Five Below, there's a Specs, Victoria's Secret. What else we got over there? Bath and Body Works, TJ Maxx. So all kinds of different stuff. Up here on the right hand side, you're also going to find the Creekside Cinemas, which is a Evo movie theater, which has been around since I was in school, since I was in high school. We used to come up here because where I lived over in Seguin, there was not really that great of a movie theater. We had a little one, but it wasn't that great. Okay, now we're at the south end of where the main Creekside development is. We drove past all those different apartment areas back that way, and you can see pretty good angle over here. One of the main staples of Creekside is the Resolute Baptist Hospital. It is the biggest hospital in New Braunfels. You've also got Christus over more in town, but Resolute Baptist is definitely the largest in this area for sure. Was a big ad whenever they built this a while back. You've got developments all around here. So all these different Creekside neighborhoods, you've got some different D.R. Horton neighborhoods, Lennar, Rouse Coleman, you've got Chesmar, Coventry Homes, Pulte, Syntex. You've got tons of other different neighborhoods kind of on this right off of 1101 where we are at now. We're going to take a right and head back north, going towards 35 again, to kind of show some more of the development that's right there in Creekside, especially right here. So Freiheit Village right here. Freiheit was one of the original this restaurant was here whenever there was nothing else out here, so everything's just kind of been built up around it. But you can see all the development over on the left hand side. You've got some residential development over there too, which we'll see if I think this road takes us, no, this takes us into Freiheit Village, but you've got some little apartments up here. You've got some different restaurants, hotels, lots of other different things around here. Right hand side, again, you've got Resolute. You got a good view of Resolute Baptist as we head north back through Creekside, kind of going back the main way that we came in at, right? There's all kinds of different stuff around here. Multiple different apartment complexes. You got hotels kind of popping up everywhere. There's going to be a Topgolf built out here somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but it is out here somewhere. Over this direction is some of the residential. We're going to drive by there and then come back over this direction so you can kind of see the rest of Creekside from a different angle. Over here on the left-hand side, you've got some of the residential development that's right here within a short drive over to Creekside. You easily walk over there if you really wanted to. West People's homes, some very unique homes, kind of cottage-style homes for sure. Garden house at Psalms Landing. You can see some other ones up further up here, but we're going to turn back around, head back into Creekside. But this is just a good example. I mean, you can see some other ones back there behind where we were just at. You got a little mini center here on this one, but again, it is got some opportunities over here for residential development that are really, or for residential homes if you don't want to purchase a home kind of close to the Creekside area. All right, so now we are getting back in the main area of Creekside. Again, we're back here where you can see Home Goods and Specs and Five Below, all these other different places that we've already talked about, just from a different angle, right? So this is, we kind of turned before we got to all this part, but the next most important area that we're going to take a look at, which is the last area that we're going to take a look at, which is the area that we've been talking about this entire time, and that is the 2,000-acre Mayfair development. So Mayfair is going to rival that of Veramendi and what we saw a little bit earlier. It is an extremely ambitious project that is right on that north side of New Braunfels on 35, headed up towards Austin, and is going to be a very, very, very big part of the future development of this New Braunfels and San Antonio area. So that is where we're going to right now. All right, welcome to Mayfair. So Mayfair is the 2,000-acre development that is going in just off of 35 on the north side of New Braunfels. We are just a couple miles north of Creekside, and this development is sure to shape the future of New Braunfels for sure. This is, again, very comparable to what they're doing in Veramendi over on the other side of New Braunfels. This is just an extremely unique place, right? They've already got several different amenity centers available, including this Fairway Park, which we'll drive over here too. It's again, they've got lots of work to do, right? But they've started to open small things already. So Fairway Park specifically has a disc golf course. Looks like it's got a little jungle gym, playground area. It's got this pump bike track, which I've never even heard of that before. But you've got it's little. So this is a little playground area. Again, they're taking baby steps here. Some looks like some lawn areas to kind of hang out to. Or if they've got the disc golf up, I do see it. Yeah, so you can see they've got this disc golf course up. Very natural, very hill country landscape, so you can kind of see it scattered around through there. And then this bike pump track. I don't even know what that means really, but I mean, this is basically a skate track for bikes, which is really, really cool, really unique. Definitely never seen that in any community around here at all. You have Mayfair is going to have over 330 acres of park space. You've got this entire area over here. You've also got, which is on this side of 35, and then on the other side of 35, they're going to have other stuff, other developments as well. This is a probably decade or so long project. It is a long time out. It was finally officially approved back in 2021. A lot of work with the city of New Braunfels and Comal ISD to make sure that the schools and everything were up to par, and they knew what schools they had to add for all of this. I believe last I heard they were even going to have to add another high school for this area over here. We just got Long Creek High School, so they're looking at adding another one. Long Creek High School was part of New Braunfels ISD, which New Braunfels High School is right next to Veramendi, which I forgot to mention on the last one. And then over here, you're going to have Comal ISD. So where we were at in Creekside is really close to Canyon High School. This is kind of on that same side of town, so you'll have 2 high schools for Comal ISD and then 2 for New Braunfels ISD. You've already got lots of homes being developed out here. There's approximately 80 homes that have been sold already. And you can see they've got the really nice model home park. These are not cheap homes by any means. It's going to be similar to Veramendi as far as price point goes. You're pretty much starting over here though in that like mid 400s range. There's not a whole lot you can get below 400,000, but as you can see, you've got Highland Homes, you've got Perry Homes, you've got Toll Brothers, you've got Coventry, you've also got, let me see, I think that's about it. Yeah, but they've got multiple different products for each one. They've got their larger, wider lot products, and then you've got the kind of lower end ones. But again, this community has already been selling like crazy, and it is the very, very beginning stages of the development. You have so much more that's going to come to this area from Midtown Mayfair, which is going to be basically kind of the central hub of the neighborhood with, I think there's going to be like amphitheater space. There's going to be, you know, different little shopping areas. I mean, you've got all kinds of stuff. Yeah, the big amenity center, there'll be, I think there's going to be like a lazy river. I mean, it's going to be probably rival to, if not better amenities than what you got over at Veramendi, with being right there on the river, right? And you can see some of the qualities of the homes in this neighborhood. I mean, just look at this one right here on the corner of this Highland home. You've got tons and tons of extremely high quality homes, and back that way you can see the elementary school they're already working on. So they are already planning way ahead for all of this. You have tons and tons and tons of more room to grow, and this is really, really going to shape New Braunfels. And as far as everything else goes, guys, New Braunfels as a whole, I mentioned it before, we're looking at $340,000 median price point. So overall, New Braunfels is, again, a place that so many people have chosen to move to. Just as I've told you in the past, you know, a few minutes whenever we've been doing this video, how many people have moved here just in the last 8 years. It's grown by over 50%. Continues to be one of the fastest growing cities in the entire country. It continues to be the top suburb of San Antonio for a very, very good reason. And it is not going to slow down at all anytime soon. The quality of life is very, very high. The location is amazing, being right in between San Antonio and Austin. A lot of people that don't want to live in Austin and don't want to deal with the craziness of Austin either end up moving here and commuting into Austin right off of 35. And Mayfair right here is a perfect location for that as well. You can jump right on 35, head into Austin, and it is, you don't have to deal with all the traffic that's right there in New Braunfels. You're kind of past New Braunfels already on that north side of it. So overall, again, guys, New Braunfels is an area that you need to consider if you're looking to move to the San Antonio area. It has ton of things to go and to sell you on it. And if you have any questions, again, just reach out. I open book, can answer any questions that you guys have about any of these builders, any of these areas that you're looking to move to in the San Antonio area and in New Braunfels specifically. Reach out at the description below, and all my contact information is down there. And if you're interested in seeing another video of why exactly you should move to New Braunfels, take a look at this video right here. It's a really good one I did recently. And until the next one, we'll see you there.